mentioned earlier, it's time out for just talking. It's time to move. As the senator said, we may not get it passed the first time out. We may not get it passed the second time. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a movement. And so we need everybody in this movement. You know, there's stats, you know, there's stand your ground in 41 states. There's a 8 to 11% increase of homicides in every state that has a stand your ground law. We know all of that. So what are we gonna do about it? And so again, this can't just be the same old same. We have to leave this space with a different mindset and ready to move. Because until we're all ready to move, we're not gonna move at all. And so we need you to be part of this. Amnesty International USA is here to stay. We are part of this community. We have members here in the community. We are, our organizer, Jess, which you met earlier, is part of this community as well as myself in extension. So we're here to support as much as any way we can to make this happen. This is not just a moment for us. This is a moment.
You know, when we talk about the spreading of stand your ground and how it's all over the nation now, you know, those of us who actually practice law, and I was asked to give that lawyer's perspective, know that this growth is for a bill that we never even needed. We already had the council doctrine, which someone mentioned. We have self-defense already. Justifiable use of deadly force is what we call it in the legal profession. However, that was already there. So this bill that the legislature, our friends in the legislature argued against, was not even needed. But it's serving its purpose, as Senator Jones has indicated. My problem, and I like the young man's question, he says outside of the court system, what could we do? Well, that's a good question because the court system historically has protected us, but that's no more. You can see from the type of Supreme Court justices that are being appointed from just hearing your local judges. If you're not a member of the Federalist Society, you're not going to get any appointment to be a judge. So what does that mean? That means they're stacking the cards where you can't go for your justice to the justice system. So when the sister said we got to do it ourselves, and you see the circle of brotherhood here doing it themselves, we have to start back raising our children. We've got to take everything into our own hands. And we've got to realize, I mean, I don't want to be gloom and doom, but you know, the court system is not doing the things that we expected them to do and that they did in the past when we had those type of legislation. But we've got to do it ourselves.
I never like to leave these spaces without saying this. I love you.
I love you.
I need you.
I need you.
I'm gonna say it again. I love you.
I love you.
I need you.
I need you.
And I mean that. We need each other in this world. I want to make sure that we know that. The second thing I want to reiterate something. Find your lane and drive your car in that lane. Find your lane and drive your car in that lane. And even if you have to connect with organizations that's doing that work, get in the lane with them and work with them. We don't have to compete against each other. We can work together. You're not going to agree with everything I do. I'm not going to agree with everything you say or do. But I can tell you this, the one thing that I am more hopeful that we all can agree on, that we are fighting for, is justice for each other. Period. The last two things that I say is register to vote and make sure you request your vote by mail ballot. Those two important things that make sure you do. If you don't know where to go, I'll say it and I'll repeat it. It's registrations.elections.myflorida.com. That's registrations.elections.myflorida.com. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. Thank you.
In closing, I just want to say, do your part. Everybody, just like Senator said, we need to find out what your lane is. Yeah, when you find out what your lane is, then do your part. We all have something to do in this. We all can contribute. We all can participate. We all need to be involved. Don't wait till something happens to your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister in order for you to get involved and stay involved. We have to make sure that we continue this fight. Don't let up on their neck. They on our neck, right? He already told y'all that we on the menu, okay? So they on our neck. So we gotta make sure that we are all doing our part. Thank you.
I just want to say, it was not just Republicans that voted for Stand Your Ground. Pay attention to your legislators' votes. Pay attention, because it's easy to think that's just a Republican thing. No, there's a lot of Democrats. In fact, your entire Senate voted for Stand Your Ground.
Not me.
I would ask everyone in here tonight, I want to look up that number by the time she finished speaking. Call Senator Pizzo. Call that office. That office promised us a year and a half ago that they would get a workshop with the Republican legislators to deal with Stand Your Ground. And we're still waiting for an answer. So I'm encouraging people, call that office, ask him, when are we doing the workshop? Because if we don't get involved and we're not engaged and we're not asking questions and we're not putting pressure on them, nothing will happen.
They've said it all. But I'll just reiterate, be in community, find your lane, join an organization. Don't let this be the place for us at.
So with that, panelists, give them some love.